All right, welcome back to another episode of HRC at Home Fitness. With me today, I have my ladies from my over 55 group class. We're just gonna stop for the little walk in place, get warmed up, get those arms moving, make sure we wanna have our backs off the chair, lift those toes up as we march, activate that core. If you're watching this at home today, make sure you have a sturdy chair, something you sit at the table, dinner table. A flat chair is preferred. A couch and recliner is not recommended, but use what you got. Get marching in place. Lift those toes, work into the arms, open up those shoulders, get the blood flowing. And we'll go ahead and stop those feet, put those arms to the side. We're going to take one arm back behind the body, take that shoulder back, and take our chin down towards the opposite side. Again, you want to make sure your backs are off the chair so you get that hand back behind. Stretch into that shoulder and upper chest. And we'll go ahead and switch arms, take an arm back behind the body. Again, open up into that shoulder. Take the chin down to the opposite side. Really open up, try to take that chin a little deeper. Open up to that neck and shoulder. And then we'll go ahead and come back forward. Just gonna take one foot out front, just gonna point that toe inwards. Gonna kind of work into our ankles. If you have to grab that chair for added support, that's okay. Try not to lean back. We're gonna go outwards now with that ankle. Working on one leg at a time. And then we'll go ahead and switch legs. A leg comes out, rotate that ankle inwards or that toe inwards. And then we'll go to the outside or other direction. Engage that core, work on that posture. Again, hands are going to come on the knees. We're just going to rotate those palms to the back of the hand, rotating those wrists. And we'll go ahead and bring those hands up about face level, shoulder level. We're just going to wiggle those fingers. Also going to wiggle into our toes. We'll go ahead and separate those fingers, open them up. Also working into those toes. We're going to go right into some heel toes. We're going to take one foot out front, heel and toe. Again, warming up into our ankles, getting the blood moving into our legs, extremities. Prepping for our workout today. Going to go ahead and switch legs. Again, activate that quad, keep that good posture, get those hips through, shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to take those arms up at 90. We're going to arch that lower back, bringing the chest forward. And we'll go ahead and exhale. Coming back forward, so alternating between these positions. I like to squeeze my hand and then release, exhale. In through the nose, squeeze those muscles in the back, exhale out the mouth. Go a couple more times here, open up into the shoulders. Pressing forwards. One last time. Good. We'll come back to that good shoulder position, good posture. You're gonna take those arms out front. It's gonna rotate to one side, come back to middle, rotate to the other. Loosen up into our midsection. And you want to keep both those hips pointed forwards, hips in contact with that chair, stretching into the upper body. You're going to keep that outside arm nice and bent, and that arm kind of back towards closer to you is going to bend. Let's go ahead and go one more each direction. Coming back forwards, rotate. Good. We're going to bring those arms up overhead, reach them, and slide them back down. We're going to pretend like there's a wall behind us, and those hands the back of our hands are in contact with that wall. So you don't want to bring those hands way out front. You want to keep them in line with the spine. So really open up to that shoulder, reach up overhead. Good. This time we'll come back down to the side, keep those arms up at 90, and a crunch to one side, come back to middle, crunch to the other. I want to make sure as we lean to one side, we always want to keep both those hips in contact with the chair. Just because we're leaning doesn't mean we want to bring that opposite hip up, because we got potential to follow the chair there. So stay seated, side to side. Keep those arms at 90. You can also keep those arms back, open up into that shoulder. Let's go a couple more each direction here. Good. Arms come back down the side. We're going to kind of tuck those feet in. We're going to lean forward and activate those quads. We're going to go ahead and stand up. And take behind the chair. I'm going to rotate my chair for a little different view here. So we have one leg just going to step back. We're going to press that heel to the floor. Make sure that toe, though, is pointed forwards. Okay? We're going to have that toe pointed forwards. We're going to get those hips through. We're going to stretch back into that calf. It's going to hold that there. Your chair's here for your out of balance. We're going to actually bend that back knee and stretch a little bit deeper into that Achilles or lower calf. Then we'll go ahead and straighten that leg back up. We're going to alternate. Taking that leg back behind. Again, bend that back knee. Stretch into that back leg. Good, holding that stretch. Again, focus on, go ahead and look at that foot. See if it's pointed to the outside. Go ahead and point it back forwards. Again, bend that back leg, stretch. Okay, I'm going to rotate my chair back forwards. Still back behind the chair. We're just going to alternate by stepping back with our right leg. Okay. We're going to take that right arm out to the side and come across the body. I'm going to face, I'll go ahead and switch legs, so step back with that leg, get those hips through. Same arm as the same leg that stepped back. It's going to come out to the side. We're going to come across the body, stretching into those hips. Again, standing back upright, switching legs. Same leg that stepped back, your arm will come out to the side and across. You're going to see that I always keep one hand in contact with that chair. So if you're having difficulties maintaining your balance, that chair is there to help you assist your stance. So again, step back, get those hips through, nice and tall. Again, placing that heel on the floor. You can go ahead and take a look at that foot, make sure it's rotated forwards, out to the side. Let's go one more each direction. Leg comes out. Rotate across, last time, step it back, get those hips through, arm comes out to the side, and all the way across the body. Again, standing back upright, we're just going to start with a simple side step, stepping side to side. Again, you can use that chair for your balance if you need it. We're kind of going to our cardio portion of our workout today. Cardio and core is kind of the theme today. We just finished our warm-up, so you're good to go. Start with some basic movements. As we progress into this workout, we're going to try to incorporate some more difficulty. So we just got the side-to-side motion. We're going to go ahead and come right back to the middle. We're going to alternate legs, stepping backwards. Again, let's try to keep the heel off the floor. You can work on the balls of your feet or the toes, whatever you want to call that. Stepping back, working on that change of direction and balance. If you want to increase the difficulty here, you can kind of go a little deeper into that, more of a lunging motion, but you don't have to. You can always stay upright and just switch feet. We'll go ahead and step back, coming forwards. Go ahead and keep that hand on the chair. We're going to step back, and I'm going to rotate my chair for you guys, and we're going to have a knee slightly bent, just going to extend it back behind. Let's go into a rear leg extension, squeezing that glute, and notice I'm not rotating my hip. I'm just coming back. Let's go one more good rep. Good, standing back upright. So I'm going to face you guys again. We're going to switch legs. Again, extend back behind. And activate that glute. Get a good squeeze back behind. Go one more repetition. We'll go ahead and step back through. Make sure those hips come through. We've got our good balance. We're going to go ahead and come back to the front of our chair. Back to our seated position. And we're going to hold nice and tight in our midsection. That belly button's going to go in and up. You can relax the shoulders. Breathe it into the nose, out through the mouth. Again, focus on tightening the core. And relax the shoulders and neck. Focus on tightening in the middle. We'll go one last breath into the nose. And exhale, good. Try to maintain that tightness if you can. We're just going to reach across the body, kind of going into our jabbing motion. So as we reach, rotate those wrists, reach across the body. We're going to add some kicks in there. So as we come with the right hand, we're going to come out with that left leg. Alternating. Makes you think a little bit. Different arm, different leg. Reaching across, rotate into that torso, kick those legs out. I like to open up my fingers and close them, get the blood flowing all the way to those fingertips. We'll go ahead and come back towards our seated stance. We're going to take those arms up overhead, kind of like a jumping jack motion. So arms come up, out to the side. And again, we want to keep that in line with our spine, just like we do with our wall slides. We don't want to keep those hands in front. We want to keep them up overhead. We're going to add a single leg step out. So alternating legs with our jumping jack arms. Again, we're going to make sure that we're not slouched here. We're upright, backs are off the chair. Engaging that core, working to those arms. One leg at a time. So hands come up, leg goes out to the side. Good. All right, one more time here. Legs come back to middle. Keep those arms up. Let's go right back into those side crunches. As we're bending, again, we want to make sure we keep in contact with the chair. So we want to raise one hip up. We want to keep that seated position. Keep that balance all the way through. Come all the way back up to middle. Pause and go to the other side. Squeeze into that side. Go one more each direction. Coming back up. Again, we'll tuck those feet in. You can activate those quad, lean forward. You can get those hips through. Again, we're going to go to the back of our chair, starting off with that basic side shuffle, stepping side to side. Chair's there for our balance. This time, if you want to increase the difficulty, you can take one leg back behind and kind of what we call like a curtsy stance. And alternating legs. Use that chair for your balance. If you have issue with that, stepping back behind, switching. Again, you can always stay with that side shuffle. If you find that's too difficult, you just step side to side. If you want to increase that difficulty, you can just take that leg back behind. Works a little bit harder on the balance, so that chair's there if you need it. Again, we're coming back to middle and get those hips through. We're just going to step back, alternating legs. We're going to keep that heel off the floor. Again, working on that change direction or the balance. If you want to make it harder, you can go a little deeper. You can also curtsy step this lunge. So step back behind, bend that leg in front. So again, try that difficulty. If that's too hard, again, just stay with that step back. That's quite all right. And alternating legs. Let's go ahead and one more each leg. Again, grabbing that chair. One leg is slightly bent. Again, we're standing back behind in that rear leg extension. Squeeze in that glute. Try to keep those hips pointed forwards. One more time. We'll go ahead and switch legs. Again, extend back behind. One more repetition. Get back towards our seated position. Again, we're merging nice and tight, belly button in and up. Relax those shoulders into the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in, exhale. Nice and firm in our core. You can relax those shoulders, but keep them back. At the nose, out through the mouth. Go one more breath here. And out. Good. Then we're reaching across the body, going back into our jabs. Spread those fingers out as you reach forwards. And then we're going to add those kicks in there. So again, we're going opposites. Extend that leg out as far as you can. Thinking about which leg. If you have problems with that, you can always go same arm, same leg. Rotate that torso, kick that leg out. And keep the backs off the chair. Right back into our jumping jacks. So again, we got that good posture. Arms come up overhead, in line with the spine. You can keep those arms slightly bent. Reaching up all the way up overhead. Again, we're working through those legs. So arm comes out to the side. Again, engage that core, keep the backs off the chair, always focus on that good posture. Reaching up overhead. Jumping jack arms. Again, we're going to come right back to the middle, keeping those arms up. We're going to crunch to one side, then the other. Again, coming back to center. We're getting that balance, making sure both hips are in contact with that chair. Just because we lean to the side doesn't mean we want to lift that hip off the chair. Let's go ahead and go one more each direction. Come back to middle, dip into the side. Again, we're going to go right back to that stance. So again, lean forwards, activate those quads. Going to get those hips through. Going to stand right back behind the chair. Got the chair for balance if you need it. Again, starting off with our side step. If you want to add that curtsy in there, you can. And if we're going to add last difficulty here, we can work into those arms. We're actually going into our standing jumping jack. And again, if you want to try just the side shuffle with the jumping jack, you can do that. Again, work on that balance, make it a little bit more difficult. Work into that back behind step. You guys okay? Good. We'll come back to middle, hands on the chair. We're going to alternate legs, stepping back behind into that step X. Again, if you want to increase the difficulty, you can take that more into that curtsy lunge. And if you want to increase difficulty, you can go a little deeper into that lunge. Okay? That's your choice. Let's go ahead and go one more each leg. And standing back upright, still got those hands on the chair. Extend that leg back behind, squeeze it into that glute. Keep those hips pointed forwards. Leg is slightly bent. Extend behind. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Again, extending and squeezing. And we'll go ahead and stand back upright, return back to that chair. Again, coming back to the front. Seated position. Again, backs off the chair, holding nice and tight, belly button in and up. Into the nose, out through the mouth, maintain that core strength. If you want to increase the difficulty here, we're just going to raise that knee up and kind of pulse that leg up and down. Maintain that tightness though. Relax into the shoulders. We'll go ahead and switch legs. Again, hold it nice and tight, belly button in and up. Good, foot comes down, contract and hold. Again, shoulders are back, butt relaxed. Focus on your breathing. You notice you're holding nice and firm in your diaphragm, so you're actually going to have to breathe with your chest. Go one more breath in here, to the nose, out to the mouth. Release that tension. Good, we're going right back into those jabs. So again, we've got those hands closed. But as we bring them out and rotate those wrists, we open up those fingers. And we're rotating. Open up those fingers, get the blood flow all the way to the fingertips. Jabbing across the body. Again, we're adding that kick in there. Try to work in the opposites. Lift that knee up, extend that leg, rotate that upper body, keep that good posture, try not to slouch. Again, backs off the chair. Go right back to those jumping jack arms, arms to the side. Slightly bent. Again, we're going to work into that single leg, so as the hands come up, we're going to take one leg out to the side. Again, engage that core. Backs off the chair. Close those hands. You bring them up overhead, open up into those fingers. We're going to come back to middle. Got that side bend. Again, keeping those hips in contact with the chair. Bending side to side. Keeping those arms back, but we want to keep those hands back as well in line with the spine. Open up in those shoulders. Engage that core. Come back to middle. Switching sides. Everybody's doing a good job today. All my ladies in the back are excellent. Got my good models out today. Come back to middle. One more each direction. Good. Let's go ahead and turn sideways in that chair. Open up into those hips. Take that leg back behind. Really focus on getting those hips through, stretching into the hips, into the quads. Take that inside arm on the back of the chair. Outside arm will come up and overhead. Make sure that, again, is in line with the spine. Take that shoulder towards the ear. Again, we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's go ahead and bring that arm down, switching directions. Getting those hips through nice and tall. Inside arm on the back of the chair, outside arm again comes up and overhead. And we'll come back forwards. Gonna extend one leg out front, heel on the floor. Toe is gonna be upwards. So you're gonna reach down towards the knee, ankle, or toes. Again, you want to reach with both hands, equal distance. Reach farther with the other. Both hands come down. And we'll go ahead and come back upright, switching legs. Again, heel on the floor, toe is pointed upwards. Again, try not to slouch the upper back, just leaning forwards, down towards the toes. And focus on that breathing. Go ahead and come back upright. We're going to take those arms up in the air, lean back in that chair, arms out to the side, really open up into that stomach and shoulders. Just kind of lean back, let those arms fall, and stretch. And then we'll go ahead and come back forwards and reach for that floor. If you can touch that floor, try to walk those hands out front, stretching into our lower back. And I'll go ahead and come back upright. Take that deep breath, nice and slow, rolling those shoulders back. And then we'll roll forwards. We're going to take one arm across the body. We're going to bring one hand back and reach and try to look back behind. See those fingers. We'll go ahead and come back forwards. Other arm comes across the body. Get those hips through, nice and tall. Good, coming back forwards. We're gonna take an ankle over the knee. Go ahead and bring that knee towards the chest. Stretch into those glutes. Again, don't slouch. When you get those chests through, nice, good posture. Stretch into that leg. Get into the nose, out through the mouth. Focus on that breathing and stretch. Go ahead and switch legs. If you notice there was a stretch that you felt like really felt good and you feel like that's a tight part of your body today, try to repeat that stretch. Really want to focus through the body at the end of your workout and see what's tight, what's not working right. Leg comes down to the side. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you again for joining us in another episode of HRC At Home Fitness. We'll see you next time.